Hey everyone, good morning and welcome to AskSpot Office Hours Live House Sessions. This is where we do different builds to show you how AskSpot tool can work in different use cases. And this is also where you can get, live help if you have any questions with what you're building. So this is the space to ask those questions. So in today's idea is we are planning to build what I call the hair removal studio consultation chatbot. So for this, I'm basically going to show you how ridiculously easy it is to just build a smart consultation chatbot using AskSpot, and then we're going to also try to embed how it will look like, test how it will look like on the client's website. So this one is super simple. We're going to guide users through a few questions, and then the chatbot, being super smart, it will recommend the best method for them. So since this is a hair removal consultation bot for a local studio, it will recommend like the best method for hair removal. It can be waxing, it can be threading, it can be laser. So I think it will just take us about on in other 20 minutes to set this up. And it will be a great example of how you can create, highly personalized chatbot like this for clients by just using a chatbot, a system prompt, a good system prompt for the chatbot. And also I think that's basically it. That's all the things that I needed to just build this chatbot. So I'll walk you through the setup now. But first, good morning to everyone who joined. Hey, Dimitri, nice to see you here on the call. Dave, Dev, Chandrakant, super good to see you guys. Well, let's get started with this use case. So let me just go to my Spot account, exit out of this. Okay. Um, Go to my hotspot, and now let me just create this inside. So it's going to be a chat box. So let me just create that inside here. Now click the plus icon to create a new tool, and then chatbot. So now let's just say hair removal studio assistant. Okay. Now let's click create. So that's loading, it's being created. All right, there you go. So now let's go inside this chatbot right here, and let's start making some updates. So for the sources, since actually, let me show you guys who we're building this for. So we are building it for this business right here. Their business is called Laser by Monica. They're around Manhattan, I think. So we will just be using this link right here, and we will just be adding them as a web page. And I think this is sufficient information for the chatbot to have with this use case. So we're just going to be adding that exact link. And then let's fetch more links. Let's see if there's any other links, if there's any other helpful things we can add also. Okay, so let's see here. Let's try treatments, about us, contact us is good. And I think that's about it. Save sources. Okay, so now that we have added a few sources in here, the chatbot will show up and we can start testing it. But not for now, we'll do that later. Let's just go to settings. And then for the chatbot image, I will use one of the templates, one of the icons that we already have in here. So it's going to be this one. Their motif is mainly black, or maybe white, or maybe green in their website. We'll just follow that, so we don't stray away from the color or the branding of their website. So let me just change also a few things like the display name. Maybe let's change the call to action to And then let's change the initial message. Okay. So right off the bat, the user, when they visit this chatbot or when they open up this chatbot, they will see what it's about, how it can help them. So as you can see, it says, let's get started with a few quick questions. And then we'll add a start button right here, so we can guide the users, and then the AI will just, go through the process, go through asking the questions, and then recommending the best service type for the user. So now let's go to customization. So for this one, I like to use the modern chatbot pop-up appearance. And then I also like to change this to XL. I think it looks better, especially when embedded on a website. And let's see here. What other things we can change? Oh, let's change the color branding of this to match with their website. So that's usually part of the things that I make sure to check whenever I'm building the chatbot for a client's website. We make sure that the branding is accurate. So let me just go over here. I already have a custom theme set up. So mostly I just changed this to black along with the other themes in here, like the powered by background color, um, the powered by text color, and then the primary background color is also black. So now let's make sure that is saved. Great, great. And then let's take a look at our AI configuration right here. And let's see. Okay, so for the prompt, let me just delete this one and then enlarge and then paste the sample prompt that I will be using right here. Okay, so at the first part of the prompt itself, so we basically just um provided information about its role, and then we instructed the AI to ask the users one question at a time and wait for the answer before asking the next. So never ask more than one question in a single message. And then here are the four questions in this order. And then we also instructed what the AI on what to do after collecting all four answers. It needs to analyze them, and then it needs to recommend at least one method, laser, waxing, or threading. Oh, I think Brad has a question in chat. How and where did you get the prompt? So when it comes to creating prompts in AskSpot, I do have I use ChatGPT basically to create prompts, to create precise prompts on AskSpot. So I have a custom GPT trained on AskSpot, and then I just fed it. I just fed it information about AskSpot, how it works, how the prompting works in AskSpot, and so that every time I create new bots, it helps me build the entire thing along with the AI. Along with the system prompt. So this is all AI generated prompts. So why not, use AI to train AI? So over here, as you can see, as I was saying, so after collecting all of the four answers, analyze them and recommend one method. It can be laser, waxing, or threading based on what they provided. And then we also instructed the AI to explain the recommendation briefly in under 120 words. So we don't want to overwhelm the user with too many information. We just want AI to be straightforward with them. And then the end message would be a book a treatment. So this is where the AI can help the client, the client also, your client also. So the AI will suggest the user to uh, book a treatment or request a free consultation. And the good thing about this is they can just simply ask the chatbot instead of having to call a receptionist. So if they're satisfied with the chatbot answers, they can further ask it. Okay, so what's your operating hours? What's the pain level for this kind of treatment? So with that, the chatbot is basically would be super helpful to have on a website. So they don't have to call a receptionist to ask very, very simple questions. The chatbot can handle all of those. And as you can see at the last part, we said keep your tone warm, professional, and empowering. Don't repeat past answers and don't continue to the next question until the user responds. So I think we're good with that. I usually like to use the 4.0 when it comes to chatbots like this, Q&A chatbots. I highly recommend GPT 4.0. And let's see here. And I think, as I said earlier, we're going to add a start button right here. So, hi there, I'm here to help you choose the best hair removal option, waxing, threading, or laser, based on your unique skin, hair type, and comfort level. Let's get started with a few quick questions. So, yeah, I think it's best to add just a simple, start button. Or actually, one second, let me just take a look in here. So, let's also enable AI suggested questions. I think that would look good on this chatbot. So that would be over here. Enable AI to suggest questions based on its knowledge and user conversation. So when you click check on this, you can, or I mean, this is totally optional. You can put or enter keywords for this for the AI suggestions, and then it can keep suggesting those questions related to keywords. So if I said booking and then hair removal, so consultation. There you go. So it will suggest questions based on this keywords. Now let's take a look over here. So it's thinking. And as you can see over here, it says, I think it was able to suggest questions based on the keywords that we have. So what should I expect during consultation for skin treatments? Are there any special preparations needed before a hair removal session? Okay, so I think we're good with this. Let me just exit out of that, make sure the changes have been saved. Now let's go to channels and add that start button. Okay, so I usually toggle the status off if I don't want it to show on this section of the chatbot. It will show at the bottom part of the chatbot if you have this toggled on. So let's just make sure that's off and click create because I want this button to be placed on the initial welcome message. So that would be over here under settings, and then general and then initial message. So you have an option to add your channel right here. So we just added this. Now let's make sure it's placed correctly. So save changes. Now let's open it up. And as you can see, there's your start button right there. So I think it looks good. It looks better that way to have it right there. And then the user can just click on start. And then I think it would start asking questions. So that's good. It will ask the questions that we have on the prompt one at a time. So let's not do this here. I want to show you guys how it will work on the website itself. So what we will do is go to share and then demo, and then we will put the site URL right here. So let me just copy this. Laser by Monica, copy that, and then paste the site URL right here, and then create a link. All right, and then let's view demo. Okay, there you go. So now that we have this sample demo website along with the chatbot, so right here, you can start interacting with the chatbot and you'll see how it looks like on the website. Okay, I think it's too big. I think it's too large for their website. So let's just change that real quick. Customization, chatbot size. Let's just make it large for now. Okay. Now let me do a refresh. There you go. So now I think it looks better this way. And let's click on start. Okay, so it's thinking. All right, now let's go through the questions. Let's just make sure that it's producing correct answers for us. It's producing the things that we want to see in here. Let's just say, Just say normal. It's for testing purposes. What is your pain tolerance? Let's just say low. Okay, great. All right. So as you can see, I mean, it's super, super straightforward. You can easily understand why it's recommending this type of service. So it's super informative also, and it educates the user with the pros and also with the cons. And then after educating the user, it goes on to suggest them to book a treatment or request a free consultation. So basically that's our goal, is to have the AI suggest to the user to start booking the treatment or maybe request the consultation. And now if the user decides still has further questions, it can just simply chat with this helpful AI assistant in this client's website. So as you can see, there you go. And there you go. So it's still recommended us to book a treatment. Let's try a different one. Okay, great. All right. So I think it's super straightforward also and very informative. And that's it. I think we created this bot in under just 17 minutes. So that's good. So that's the chatbot. That's the hair removal consultation chatbot. We just used a well-structured system prompt. And then we also had a clear call to action. So if you want, you can use this for any niche that needs to match users to services. It can be hair salons, it can be skincare studios, or maybe even some fitness programs would benefit from this kind of chatbot. So feel free to clone this, and you can even tweak the prompt if you want for your own client projects. And of course, if you want help refining use cases like this, well, that's why I'm here. So that we just put this under the chats, copy link, and then put that in the chat section. Where's my chat section? Okay, there you go. So bot video bot. Okay, there you go. So I just put the duplicate link on chat. Now, does anyone have any questions for me today, or do you need any help at all with anything that you've been building in AskSpot? Okay, great. Awesome, awesome. All right. Dimitri says no thanks, Kim. All right, guys. Well, if you need any help with a use case, or if you're building projects for a potential client, I can always help you with that. And I think that's it for this Tuesday's live help session. I really, really appreciate you all for joining. Thank you so much.